Hello, everyone, and welcome to NJCU Radio. My name is Dr. Cynthia Diaz, and I'm the host of this show. And this show, we're going to actually interview one of our alumni donors and staff member, Jeffrey Jordan. So we'll be right back, and we'll bring him onto the show.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Hello, and welcome to NJCU Radio. My name is Dr. Cynthia Diaz, and I am your host today. And today we have a special guest coming onto the show who is an alum, donor, and staff member at NJCU. And we want to take some time to meet him and hear all about his story. So we're going to bring him on now.
Hello, Cynthia, are you there?
Yes. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Hi. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I was just put on hold and then back in, but yes, I can hear you well. And good afternoon.
Okay, good. Sorry, we were having technical difficulties, but we're back and we're good to go. So, Jeffrey Jordan, thank you so much for joining me at NJCU Radio today. I wanted to take this time to just give you some time to introduce yourself, let us know about yourself a little bit.
Sure. My name is Jeffrey Jordan. I'm a proud graduate of Jersey City State College back in 1991.
You're aging yourself with that name.
What's that?
You're aging yourself with the name.
Yes. I figure at some point you have to do it, but I think it lends to just the when you sit back and think about it, it has been so long, right? Almost coming up on 4 decades that I've been involved with the university and still, very actively involved after my undergraduate and my playing days as a student athlete. I transferred in actually from St. John's University in New York.
Oh, okay.
Played basketball in high school and went to St. John's first. Ended up breaking my leg in preseason activities and never got to play. Recovered, sat out, and my journey in finding Jersey City State or NJCU now was I was playing in the street in New York and was playing against this young fella that was quite good, and we started chatting afterwards. Asked where I played, and I said, I was at St. John's, but hadn't played yet because I was recovering and contemplating my future. Asked him where he played. He said Jersey City State. I had no idea where that was, even though it's 6 miles away from where I grew up in New York. Make a long story short about that introduction is I joined him on an invitation to play one weekend.
Nice.
And it not to be too dramatic, but it changed the course of my life because I didn't know what my next move was going to be. I knew that I had goals with basketball and trying to get to another level. And when I showed up and I met the head coach back then, Mr. Charles Brown, and that forever changed my life. And I decided to transfer to Jersey City without even really seeing the campus or knowing what that path would be. But I fell in love with the man and the role model that he was and he is, and he continues to be.
Right. I was going to say
the
that he's
only
still connected to NJCU
Yeah,
until
yeah.
now.
He's still, the only, father figure that I've ever known, and needed, you know. So yeah, it goes deep. But then of course I did my research and found out that they had a wonderful, Jersey City State had a wonderful business program, and I was really interested in, their internship opportunities they
Right.
provided, with companies in New York. And I transferred in, never looked back. We had a tremendous amount of success athletically as a team. We were ranked in the top 5 schools in the country.
Yeah.
At the height of it, we were ranked number 3. We won a championship, New Jersey Athletic Conference championship during my tenure,
Nice.
and yeah, it was fantastic. In 2020, I was inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame for basketball for my time spent here,
Nice.
and that's how I got here. But the connection to the school lasted long after I got my diploma.
Right. And did you commute from New York to NJCU?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I was living on my own in New York when I started, and I would commute in through the PATH train and the bus.
Yeah.
And then one of the years, I don't know if it was my sophomore or my junior year, I actually stayed on campus at the 2040 houses.
Yes.
I
We don't
don't
have them
I don't I
anymore,
don't believe
but
don't have them anymore. Yeah, but I had that experience, and then
yeah, how was that? Like living
yeah,
on campus?
living on campus.
Yeah.
It was it was unique. It was really convenient considering the commute that I had to do
Right.
from New York every day. And then add that to the fact that I worked midnight to 8 in an emergency room in New York City much of my collegiate career. So it was interesting, but it was a much closer, commute to my classes and to practice. So
Right.
being on Kennedy Boulevard.
Right. Were you involved on campus, like on any clubs, like outside of basketball?
No, basketball pretty much consumed all of my time and attention. As I mentioned, I worked full time because I've been on my own for so long.
Right.
So I didn't really have as much disposable time to get into any other activities. Although some of my friends and colleagues were in fraternities and et
Right.
cetera.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm glad that
Yeah.
it worked out in like such a small world, right? You just meet someone when you're playing basketball and they happen to be
Yeah.
at this school.
Yeah, and it I guess a little further in this conversation, I'll
Mhm.
get back to that young man who actually referred me into the university, who played here as well. I'll get back to him because
Yeah.
that connection remains deep.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
So
small
yeah, so
world.
tell us like
Small
what
world.
happened after graduation. Like what was your plans? What degree did you graduate with?
Yeah, so I graduated with a degree of Bachelor of Science in business.
Okay.
And I had already begun a career in hospital financial management. So I was, pursuing that with my degree in hand. I was able to get a few more opportunities and advanced in my career within the medical field.
Yeah.
And then I launched my first business a couple years after I graduated, which was also in the medical field. But it's, that entrepreneurial spirit and
Right.
the business background. It really prepared me, well from the time that I graduated.
Yeah. So, Jeff, we're going to go on a short commercial break, but when we come back, I want to hear
Mhm.
all about the business you started.
Beautiful. Thank you.
All right, we'll be back.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
So we're back with NJCU Radio. My name is Dr. Cynthia Diaz, and I am your host today. And I am joined by Jeffrey Jordan, one of our donors, staff member, and alumni. Jeff, before the break, we were talking about your businesses and what you started after graduating from NJC. You want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. Yes. So being in the medical field, working in hospitals, emergency rooms, clinics, I was focused in on not only the financial aspect of healthcare,
Right.
but also saw different needs and, the trend that I latched on to back in the mid-'90s was medical billing, so
Okay.
billing and coding. And it was downtown Brooklyn, and I submitted my business plan and idea for a medical billing company to the Metro Tech Business Incubator.
Okay.
And it was a great process, from number one, developing a business plan, but also submitting it in, hoping that the business would be viable and interesting enough to actually warrant a grant,
Right.
a small grant for a startup business, which I got, and then that kind of launched my business into the entrepreneurial aspect of owning my own business, and that essentially parlayed all my past experience, my education at NJCU, and now I was like living it, right?
Right.
This was what I was prepared to do, and had a great run with that business until I transitioned and did some more consulting in the medical and healthcare space.
Okay. And what made you go into that space? Was there anything that inspired you to go
Well,
into the medical kind of area?
I think it was opportunity, like I tried my best to advise and to counsel, students here at NJCU or young folks across the country in the work that I do is, you have to be curious.
Yeah.
And you have to understand the value of networking, So, my goal all along was to play basketball professionally. That never happened. I never received a lucrative contract, but I can tell you, firsthand that because of basketball, it opened the doors to so many relationships and so many opportunities that basketball actually has earned me millions of dollars in opportunity, and it was through basketball and a relationship that I had with the guy I was growing up with,
Mm-hmm.
who had a connection at the hospital, who landed me my first job
Okay.
uh, at the hospital, and that's where my interest kind of picked up, and then just developed as I matured and got more exposure into business and, of course, my studies. So
Right.
that's how that happened, and then I transitioned into some other things in the early 2000s that it, it turned out to be very, very successful. It was an internet based business
Okay.
based on private branding of healthcare um, supplements, all natural. And we kind of hit the ground running at a time where the internet was relatively new, and it worked out really, really, really well. So I
Yeah.
think the 7 year run, we grossed probably about $53 million,
Nice.
for a modest, startup investment,
Mm-hmm.
and it just worked, you know, really beautifully. And the only reason why I bring up that is because that led to fulfilling a dream of mine, which was establishing a foundation and a nonprofit
Okay.
that focused in on uh, mentoring and life skills for kids, and had a relationship with some academic administrators, and we actually launched what could be at the time the very first life skills dedicated after school programming
Okay.
in Sayreville, New Jersey. And as I did that, I also came back to the university um, to offer service. That's
Okay.
essentially what I did, and that led to a 5 year commitment from me and my nonprofit to provide service to the university and provide life skills seminars for student athletes in every sport.
Oh, so you partner with
For over,
NJCU.
what's that?
So you partnered with NJCU with your nonprofit.
Yes, yep,
That's
partnered with
awesome.
NJCU, and for no cost at all for
Oh
five
wow.
years.
Okay.
Uh, my staff and I were on campus twice a week, working with the student athletes from October to April. So it was a really beautiful way to come back to the university,
Right.
and offer some value,
Mm-hmm.
that I encountered, after graduation. And I thought a way to do that is to offer it without cost.
Right.
Um, and I parlayed some of the financial blessings and earnings to create the nonprofit, and then came back, and it was a beautiful time. So that was from about 2005 to 2012.
Right. What would you say was
That
like
that
your favorite moment during that time when you were back on campus?
I think it was really, and I still have these moments today, right?
Mm-hmm.
The young people, the student athletes that I see on a daily basis, and I saw back then. I saw so much of myself in them,
Right.
and then having a little bit of distance now, 10, 15 years after graduation, I could reflect back and could assess what would have been really valuable to me
Mm-hmm.
during my undergraduate experience. So it was those moments, and being relatable as
Mm-hmm.
a former student athlete. At that point, still young enough where they could see it a little bit.
Right.
Um, and that was really rewarding. I was able to gauge at that time how university aged students responded to some of the important life skills
Yeah.
content, uh, similar to what fourth graders and fifth graders and sixth graders were getting as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a beautiful time. My coach was still here at that time; he
Was
hadn't
he?
retired yet,
Oh, nice.
so I was able to spend some time, with him and in the family. So it was really, really rewarding.
That's amazing. That's so nice that you were able to come back, right? To like where it all started for you. And like you said, like our
Yeah,
students are, and we talked about it in other in other shows, but like, our students are first generation, mostly like low income minority students. And they do face
Mhm.
different obstacles. They have different, life stories. They have a lot more on their plate sometimes than the traditional, what they call, college student. So I think it is important the work that you're doing with the life skills, because a lot of our students need that, right? They didn't grow up with a lot of support, just like I didn't. Like,
Yes.
I'm an alum too. I didn't grow up with a lot of support. But Jeff, we're gonna be back. I'm gonna go in a commercial and we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more. Okay?
Great.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
No one plans on heart disease, but everyone should have a plan for it. We help patients of all lifestyles and medical histories plan for healthy hearts. We offer convenient screenings without judgment, hundreds of preventive programs, and women's heart specialists. And we're the largest cardiac surgery program in New Jersey. Make plans for a healthy heart with RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
And we're back with NJCU Radio. I am Dr. Cynthia Diaz, and I am your host today. And I am joined by Jeffrey Jordan. Hi, Jeff, again. Hello?
Hello. Sir.
All
Hello,
right,
Cynthia.
I can
How are
hear
you?
you. I can hear you. So, Jeff, we
Yeah,
were
okay.
talking how you came back on campus. You partnered with your nonprofit, and you were able to serve our students. So, how did that lead into you becoming a staff member?
I don't know if that contributed to it,
Okay.
but let me tie up a connection that I
Yeah.
mentioned before. So the young man that introduced me and brought me with him that weekend, his name was John Mercier. He has since passed away, but he became a dear friend, actually a roommate for a period of time,
Nice.
and he was the one that was responsible for bringing me here and, as I mentioned, changing the course of my life. And when he passed away, at pretty much the same time that I came back on campus to provide the service through my foundation, which was called the Good Works Foundation,
Mm-hmm.
I was able to set up a scholarship, a memorial scholarship in his name, that I funded for at least 6 years back early on, and then I reinstated it with your help,
Yes.
Dr. Diaz.
Yes.
Back, I guess that was 2018 or 2017, and so that emergency fund for students is available, and that bears his name,
Yes.
and has actually been a source of financial support for students very much in need, and that actually triggered a creation of another scholarship. The year that I was inducted into the Hall of Fame, another student athlete by the name of Julia Caceres was inducted as well, and she had just recently passed of cancer. So, in talking it over with my mother, I felt compelled. Not everybody knew my story, but right before, about a year and a half prior to me joining NJCU in official capacity, I was diagnosed with cancer.
Okay.
And we were fighting the battle at the same time.
Right.
And, unfortunately, she succumbed to the dreaded disease. And I thought that there was anything that I could do, from my perspective, would be to try to help keep her name alive as well. And we created a scholarship in her name as well that people contribute to. So very proud of that.
Yes.
And then getting to NJCU after all those years. So I think 2012 was when the last year that my foundation was here. And then I was the CEO of a very large sports development complex called Sportica.
Okay.
And I was the CEO there the year pre-construction, and then led them into the first year or so of operation. 170,000 square feet, largest indoor soccer field, 7 basketball courts, an academic center,
Nice.
A training center. Like it spoke my name, right? It was just everything. The business model was something that I truly believed in, which is the holistic development of student athletes, providing more than just specialized training, as I said, a holistic approach, wrap around. And everything was going great until I was diagnosed with cancer, and I had to step away for about a year and a half. And when I stepped away, there were certain things that changed in the market for Sportica and what they were going to have to lean into. And by the time that I was ready to come back, it was easy for me to make a decision to come back home, because I had reconnected with some key leadership that was here.
Okay.
And they were basically studying the business model of what was happening in Sportica.
Yeah.
And I came back home to serve as the associate athletic director for internal operations and athletics in June of 2019.
Nice.
Yeah, served in that role for a couple of years, and then I now serve as the senior associate athletic director for external operations, which is a lot of business development, relationships,
Right.
driving revenue, working on the foundation side as well.
Yeah.
To garner up support. So it's been a beautiful life. It's been a great history when I look back, and to think that I'm talking to you from my office here on campus.
Yeah.
It's just very, very special all the way around.
Yeah, that's awesome. I did want to go back though and tell our listeners a little bit more about the Student Emergency Fund. I'm not sure if everyone understands that, but we have been able, I think during COVID is when this came up more, right? Because a lot of our students were struggling with housing issues and like food insecurity. So one of the big priorities that NJCU had was, building these student emergency funds to be able to help students on the moment, right? Like on the spot. Like if a student needed to pay their rent, we're able to now cut checks and give it to them. Or if a student is sick and they need to, for medical bills or to get their medication, we wanted to make sure that we had the ability, and it wouldn't take a long time for us to just be able to cut a check. And I think it's gone really well. And thank you for starting your scholarships that go to the emergency fund, and like all our other supporters, because our students truly need it. And I know you personally referred a student to us for the Student Emergency Fund. So I know there's a huge impact for this, and it's such an important, priority that we have at the foundation and just the university itself.
Yes, I want to confirm the importance of it. I mean, some of the things that our student demographic and cohort are faced with might be a little unique, but some of the stories of what our students are dealing with, as you mentioned, first gen, some of them, under-resourced, but the challenges that some of them face are it's hard to speak about it. And in some regards, we can't speak about it because of confidentiality. But to know that, our donors and people that have supported, to know that it is going to such valid cases,
Right.
That without their support, it wouldn't be easy, if possible at all, for some of these students. So it's so important.
Right. Yeah. Our students definitely have, like you said, unique obstacles in their way. So we want to ensure that we meet them where they are. And and we've said this before in other shows, but it's not always just about the grades, right? And like your academics, it's also how do you expect a student to be able to do well in classes where they're hungry or they're, worried about something else and the stress on top of them. And not just financial, it could be so many different things. So we want to make sure that we're
Yes.
looking at the student as a whole, right? It's not just you're here to get good grades. Like we're all humans at some point, right? And we all go through things, and we have to make sure that we're looking out for our students in all types of ways, not just helping them pay their tuition and fees. So I think that's super important. And again, I want to thank you for doing your both of your scholarships. And we're going to take a break, but when we come back, I want to hear all about the exciting things happening in athletics at NJCU. I'm not connected to athletics too much. I hate that I don't go to the games. I need to start going more, but I would love to hear more about what's going on around there. So we'll be back and we'll talk about it.
Right.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
And we're back with NJCU Radio. I'm Dr. Cynthia Diaz, and I am joined with Jeffrey Jordan. Jeff, before we went on commercials, I wanted to talk about more about athletics at NJCU, like what's going on, what's exciting stuff is happening down there.
Well, we, continue to, thrive under adversity. Things have changed somewhat when I came on board. We were actually the fastest growing Division III athletic department in the country. So we had extended up from 12 sports to about 23. And, we were making a big push to invest in our facilities and what we could offer support services for the student athletes. And, we really thrived. We got up, from around a little over 125 student athletes, got up to close to 400.
Wow.
And then when we had to, reimagine or, kind of restructure the whole university and the way that we did things, we ended up downsizing a little bit
Okay.
and eliminating some sports. But even in doing that, we were able to increase our rosters in other sports. And I truly think that one of the things that I wanted to say before is in the landscape now, if you follow it with college athletics and, paying the student athletes, the NIL and, name, image, and likeness and compensation and revenue sharing and all these things. With all of that going on that upper level, mainly focused on college football, Division I and basketball as well, is the Division III. They are the true remaining example of a student athlete. And Division III, there are no athletic scholarships, so it's financial aid and if you're eligible for academic grants and most, if not pretty much all of our student body work provide for their families, first generation. So what we try to do here on our level is to provide that holistic support and wraparound support for them on this level, but in a more like Division One type style
Okay.
or structure. And that's just, how we, approach the services that we can provide for them and balance their academics and community engagement and all these other things.
Yeah. So, what would you say are like some of the important services that for student athletes?
Close to my heart, of course, because, my foundation, you could say, inspired the structure that we have here with the Rising Knight Institute, RKI, where we make sure that all students coming in, whether first-time freshmen or transfers, they have the academic support and monitoring and guidance and advisement for them to, stay on top of their academics by dedicating certain hours, throughout the week. We also provide them with life skills seminars
Okay.
and guest speakers that come in from all walks of life to prepare them for the next steps. And we try to make sure that it's a full balance between, their health and wellness and their nutrition and their care, their rest, their recovery, time spent on academics, communications with the professors. We really talk to them about showing up and humanizing themselves with their professors. So I think that those are some of the most important things.
Right. And I mean, I see it, right? Like, I feel like the athletics groups, it's like your own little community down there. Like, I feel like when I see athletes, they're all together all the time and they're like always hanging out. And you could see that they feel like a family. And I heard about the Rising Knight Institute, right? And I think it's powerful because it's not just about playing the sport, right? You want to keep them accountable also about their grades and making sure that they're doing the right thing and they're showing up and they're taking care of like their studies, but also themselves. And so I think that was such a great program. And I know that increased your retention rate, right? For your athletes.
Yeah, yeah. We play a pretty important role, or we're a great reference point for the university because our cohort of athletes, our retention rate, I believe, is better than the average retention rate, across the state.
Yeah.
We fill the dorms on campus at a rate of about 36%,
Okay.
and really something that I'd love to shine more attention on is last year our student athletes logged thousands of community engagement hours of being out in the community and doing work. And we ranked 5th in the nation. So we ranked
Wow.
5th nationally for the amount of community engagement hours that our student athletes put in.
Oh, that's
So
amazing.
that is a huge, data point for, the fabric that we've woven into, the community that we're a part of. New Jersey City University is a big part of Jersey City in Hudson County.
Right.
And, we do community cleanups, help organizations, battered women sheltered, do Christmas drives, things of that nature.
Yeah.
So, we do food drives and things of that nature too. So we're a big part of Jersey City.
So Jeff, if a student from high school graduating is hearing this, what would you say if they wanted to come to NJCU and play a sport? What should they do?
Oh, well, first, please come to our campus, because one of the things that a lot of people, and I'm sure you get it, Dr. Diaz, as well, is that, when they get on campus and they tour and they see how our campus is laid out and how beautiful it is,
Right.
and, how serene our main campus is, and they're really shocked. They didn't realize that this existed, in Jersey City.
Right.
So the first thing would be is come on campus and see everything that we have to offer, not only from campus life and student life, but also what the community itself and the growing west side of Jersey City and the proximity to New York, and all of those things. And if you wanted to play a sport, the next thing would be is touring our athletic facilities, which we've done, in my humble opinion, a great job of branding and making it feel like home for our students and community in general, because we have community members that utilize the fitness center. We have senior programs that come in, so it really is like a family atmosphere. And then you get to know your coaches and get to know your teammates, and then I think that it would be one of the best decisions that you've made in your life at that point, if you wanted to attend NJCU and be a student athlete.
Right. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, down by, like, the pool's really nice. The track is nice, like the gym. Also, alumni use that space too. So we have alumni that come to my office and ask if they could come back and use, like, the gym down there. And they do. And it's amazing. You could come back on campus. If you're a new student, just come and visit us. Come say hi. I know Jeff and Rob would be hands open for anyone to come in and say they want to play a sport. And we could help you through the process, through admissions and all that. But Jeff, I wanted to thank you so much for coming on the show with me today. It was a pleasure hearing your story and also all the great work that you're doing and that you continue doing at NJCU as a staff member, donor, alumni. And as alumni relations, I hope to hear more from you and we're able to connect again and do more things.
Yes, I'm humbled, by the invite to come on and talk about this university that I love so much. And we are here. We'd love to share, everything that NJCU is and has been for many of us that work here.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of alums that work here and are in the community, and those that are not working here that are making a name for themselves in the professional sector, for them, to come back and share not only their resources or support, but their knowledge and their experience. You can give back to the university in so many different ways, and we make that possible for you. And I can say that from firsthand before I even started working here, the interest in what I was doing in the world and what was next and how everything, once you get that opportunity to share, then you can see how many different ways that you can get involved, so.
Yes, and we encourage any alumni that want to come back on campus, want to run a workshop. Like you said, it's not just financial giving back. You could give back through volunteering or offering an internship in your company. Anything really makes a difference. So thank you for saying that, because we definitely are open to anyone that wants to come back on campus, even if you want to come back and see how it looks now. It's very different from years ago. So again, Jeffrey, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much, Dr. Diaz.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.